What is going on, YouTube? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture, and it is another Friday. So here we are on Friday Night Live, and of course, this is a special Friday Night Live because this last week we hit 5,000 subscribers. Really happy to be here with everyone today, and we already got some awesome folks in the house. We got Las Cruces, Isaac, Comic Book G. We got Prime Time, Tricky. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Yeah, thank you. This is, again, a big celebration for all of us in the community as a whole. Today, we're going to be just hanging out, celebrating. We're going to do a big Q&A, so you guys can ask me a ton of questions while we're hanging out today. I got a lot of announcements. Don't take too much time that I want to get through first, of course. MSG, what's going on? Austin, Comic Book Ken is in the house. As always, guys, you know where I head over to after this show, and that's the Comic Book Ken YouTube. Check out our link below if you have not subscribed yet. We are like a couple subscribers away from 500, where we will be doing our 500 subscriber contest giveaway. Tricky, what's going on? So, yeah, Berserker. I haven't read it yet. I was supposed to read it last night, but I didn't. Too much going on. Get ready for today. So again, guys, if you're just tuning in and you're not subscribed yet to the channel, please do so. We hit 5,000 subscribers like 4 days ago. We're already at almost like 5,200. It's only the beginning, guys. It is only the beginning. I'm going to be talking about my 5,000 subscriber contest. We're going to be giving away some books today just to celebrate. This isn't my 5K subscriber. It's just a little late, right? We're going to talk about some updates to the channel, and we're going to talk about what's going to be in store for this channel moving forward. I'm so excited to talk about that with you all today. Phil, what's going on? Swelling Terror. Bold Gambit's in the house. All right, let's give it a couple more minutes before I dive into the meat of things. I hope everyone has had an awesome week. It's been a crazy week for me, just, in my daily life. Work's been crazy, and then getting ready for tonight's Comic Book Canada show. I'm extremely excited about that, as always, and getting ready to go today with everything that I got on my plate. And actually announced this as well. I will be doing my first claim sale. My first claim sale on Instagram on Sunday. So if you guys want more information for that, you guys have to be following me on Instagram at journos_comics. All right. I have a whole box of comic books ready. I have a few more ready that I haven't graded and bagged and boarded yet, but lots of goodies. I'm going to announce the exact time that the claim sale is going to go live. I know it will be on Sunday. Look out for that specific time, probably early tomorrow, Saturday. So I'm really looking forward to selling some books for the first time, right? Johnny, what's going on? Peter. All right. So guys, again, links below. I'm going to run through this. Obviously, if you're not subscribed to the channel, take some time to do that. Link below. We got my Patreon only, patreon.com membership link below, where you can support the channel for $3.99 a month. We went live today, YouTube membership. All right. So I want to talk about that a little bit right now as well. For only $1.99, you guys can become a member of the channel. I thought this was a good bridge between those that might not want to spend the $3.99 over on Patreon. Maybe you guys don't have a Patreon account or don't want to set one up, and you're here on YouTube every day and you're watching and you're supporting and you're following. For only $1.99, you could become a member. There's a join button below that you can click, and it's really easy to set that up. And what that does is, first and foremost, guys, it helps support the channel. And I tell you guys this a lot, and I'm going to keep repeating it. You guys being here every day like you are right now supports the channel. If it wasn't for that, there would be no channel. So please know that. Having these types of memberships is just a little extra perk that gets you all extra benefits, and then helps benefit and support the channel as well. Because I want to be able to keep to continue to keep doing this as my full-time job for you guys 7 days a week, and every little bit helps. So for $1.99 a month to become a member, you get membership badge, access to awesome superhero emojis, and you will have an automatic extra entry into every contest that I do on YouTube. All right. Those are going to have access to some exclusive content as well. But what I offer within the membership is going to grow over time. Obviously, I'm just rolling that out. So really excited to announce that. All right. Of course, we got the link to my official Journos Comics merch below as well. You can help support the channel and pick up some awesome gear there. All right. Comic Book Canon, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. When I end this show, I'm going to head over there every Friday night. Link is below. All right. Simon, what's going on, Simon? Okay. Let's get into what we're going to talk about today before we get into the Q&A, because I want the Q&A to be the bulk of tonight's show. All right. I want to be here to really answer your guys' questions. But I'm going to talk about 5,000 subscribers and what that means for the channel moving forward. First off, it was ironically 1 year ago. It was 1 year ago when I was sent home from my main job. I was a sports director at an elementary school near me, and it was actually Friday the 13th. So 365 days ago, I was sent home. Said we're gonna close up shop for a couple weeks. I said goodbye to all the kids. I said I'll see you in a couple. We're gonna shelter in place for a couple of weeks, and I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. We'll be back to normal. And some of those kids I never got to see again. Some of them graduated 6th grade and went off to junior high, and I haven't seen most of them since. So it's crazy that we are sitting here today celebrating 5,000 subscribers, because as a lot of you know, I had my YouTube channel for a few years prior. But once COVID happened and I was essentially, let go and laid off from my job, I decided to take to YouTube and say Journos, Comics, and Pop Culture is going to be a full-time job. I was at about 1,000 subscribers 1 year ago. And here we are today, almost at 5,200 subscribers. That just, as I'm talking about this too, I'm getting goosebumps, because I never would have imagined this. And thanks to all of you, Austin. We got a couple Austins in the chat today. Discovery Bay, thank you guys so much. Philly Born. Prep for the books is great. I got a whole box ready. But yeah, PQ, what's up, man? So yeah, I never expected that if I was to look back on that day that I was sent home from my job, to say I'm gonna really get on this YouTube, and in 1 year I'm gonna have over 5,000 subscribers. If somebody told me that, I would have laughed at them. But here we are. Peter, what's going on, Peter? And I got all of you to thank. I can't say thank you enough for the support that you all have given me. It really blows my mind still, but I look at all the work that I put into this and all the work that I keep putting into it 7 days a week. And it means the world to me. It means the world that I was able to take a negative situation, a bad situation, and make the best of it. Not everyone gets that. It's not easy. I don't take it for granted. But I did it. And I hope that can be inspiration to other people to be able to maybe do something similar. I got to take a moment to say thank you so much. Tom, what's up, Tom? Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm late, but I'm here. Big congrats at 5K. Thank you. Thank you, Tom, for being here. I really, really appreciate you and appreciate the support in the super chat. Thank you so much. Robert, Ace of Spades, what's going on, everyone? No good. What's up? What's up? So again, all I'm trying to say, guys, is I try to be extremely as humble as I can be, and this is a humbling experience. But now, let me put the humility aside real quick, and let me bring out my confidence. This is my confidence, and it's not only confidence in myself, but it's in confidence in all of you and all of us as a community. Ape, what's going on? Ishmael. The confidence is this, guys. We are only beginning. We are only beginning. I have so many plans for this channel. And I'm telling you, it's my goal. It is my goal. Look, I went from 1K to 5K in a matter of 1 year from when I started. I plan on being at 10,000 subscribers before the year ends. That's my goal. I plan to be at 10,000 subscribers before the year ends. And when that happens, oh, you think my 5K celebration, we're going to get into the 5K giveaway, by the way. But boy, when I hit 10K, it's going to be on. It's going to be on. We're going to be popping bottles, even if it's virtually. I don't care. I don't drink, so my bottles are going to be like apple cider and whatnot. But you guys can pop any kind of bottles you want. So basically, all I'm saying, D. Barrett, what's going on? This is only the beginning, guys. I have, you know, and I'm happy that I get excited that I can take my business mind and bring it to something I love, which is comic books. And, you know, I pull you guys often. I read every one of your guys' comments, even if it takes a few days for me to respond. And I get people that leave, you know, essays of comments. And I've told you guys before, if you guys leave an essay of a comment, you know, when it's like 8 paragraphs, it's like, you know, you see a couple lines and you click read more and it's like, boom. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Believe me, please don't ever shy away from doing that. I love it. It just, I tell you though, I got to be in the right state of mind. So it may sit for a few days, but when I got a minute to read, look, I love leaving essay comments on other people's posts. And it just shows how much you guys like to engage. And I read your guys' comments and I listen to what you guys want. And I listen to what you guys need and what you want to, why you are continually coming back here and supporting me. And I want you to know that I'm listening and I will always listen. So what that means is I want to keep providing you guys content that you enjoy. Mojo, what's happening? Dale, what's going on? So with that being said, you know, I'm going to keep on focusing on quality of content. Actually, guys, okay, so to all my Patreon supporters via patreon.com, you guys just bought me a gimbal. I don't know if you guys know what a gimbal is, but now that I've been getting out, you know, COVID restrictions are lessening. I just did a little shop tour at a local shop called Big Brother Comics. So you know, when I go out with my phone and I'm recording on my phone, it's really hard to get quality work on your phone. But a gimbal, which is a stabilizer, helps, and they're not cheap. So I took every penny. That I earned from my Patreon subscribers, my Patreon members, and bought a gimbal with it. So what does that mean? That means we're going to have some real awesome comic book store tours. And, you know, it's the limits are endless, guys. It's limitless at this point with what I'm going to be doing when I get out into the community. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm always about upping my quality, you know, of my videos and my recording and whatnot. So gimbal, yeah. Big shout out to my co-host Jeff for helping me out getting one of those. Shell, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Planet Arizona, what's going on? So yeah, guys, again, I want your guys' feedback. Keep dropping those comments. Keep reaching out to me. It's only the beginning. So one thing, again, that's new on the channel as of today is that $1.99 per month YouTube membership. I talked about that about 10 minutes ago when we went on air. And again, it's just a really basic $2 a month to help support. You do get membership perks, badges, exclusive membership superhero emojis. You will have extra entries into all my YouTube contests. And of course, there will be some exclusive member access content as well. So just another way to support to keep growing this channel, guys. Now, so I want to talk about. Austin says, I love your music. Thank you, Austin. Yes, I'm going to be incorporating some more of my music. Guys, if you watch my Big Brother Comic Shop tour video, that song on there is a song I did with my good folks, Bollicle, who's from Jersey. and Casual of Hieroglyphics, if you guys are familiar with who Hieroglyphics is. And I produced the track. So it's funny because I threw it in there, and, you know, my stage name is Oni OZ. And, you know, people were probably watching, you know, here's a Journos Comics video, and they're listening to the music, and they don't realize that it's me. So, but yeah, I'll keep trying to find ways to incorporate my music into the channel in the near future, guys. Yeah, thanks, Shell. Appreciate it. Yeah. Play us a riff. I hit a few, I did a few bars last live show. If you guys caught that. But I will have to do that sometime. But today we got a lot of other stuff to get to. So I want to give some books away today, guys. So we're not going to do that just yet. I do want to talk about my 5K contest real quick, okay? My 5,000 subscriber contest. Let me get some water real quick. And as always, I got to promote my pH balance water. So good. All right, who said water doesn't taste good? All right. So, 5,000 subscriber contest. Here's what I want you all to know right now. I don't have everything. I don't have everything ready to give a full-on announcement to show you of everything that's going to be given away and what you're going to have to do. I will tell you this. If you sign up for the $199 membership on YouTube, you will get one automatic entry into the contest. Toy Box, what's going on? Comic Noob. So you will get one automatic entry. If you are a $3.99 paying patron member via patreon.com, you're going to get 2 automatic entries into that contest. If you are a $7.98 patron member via patreon.com, you're going to get 3 automatic entries into that contest. But everyone else can enter that contest by doing a few simple steps. That announcement will come within the next couple of weeks. All right. But the more times, the more entries you have, obviously, you know, the more your name gets put into the randomizer. So you have a better chance of winning. Right. All right. Check this out. We have some awesome sponsorships already for the 5,000 subscriber contest. All right. We got A1 Comics. A1 Comics. They're going to be throwing into the prize basket. All right. We got EGS. EGS. I already saw we're going to have a slab book from EGS. Tony already reached out to me and showed me what he has, what he's going to be sending out to me to give to the awesome winner of the 5,000 subscriber contest. I cannot wait to see it in hand and to show you guys. It's going to be absolutely awesome. We also have Covrprice.com is a sponsor in the contest. And I will let you guys know what that is. That's going to be a 6-month free membership. That's the unlimited membership to Covrprice.com. So the winner will get that as well. Amazing, amazing. Also, we have BCW as a sponsor of the contest. So that's 4 big sponsors right there that we already have. Plus, awesome stuff that I'm going to be throwing into the bucket. We also have some friends of the channel that might be thrown into the bucket as well. So it's going to be a really awesome prize basket. I most likely will have a runner-up prize, so a second place person can get, you know, a little something for winning. So I cannot wait, guys, but be patient. Be patient. I will be gathering all this up over the next couple of weeks. You will know if you're, you know, clicked on that notification bell. If you're following me on Instagram, you will be aware of when we go live with this contest and what you guys are going to need to do. So looking forward to that. All right. And I'm still trying to get a few more sponsors. I'm still trying to get a few more sponsors. So, all right. Now, I do want to get into our Q&A because that's why we're here today for the most part. But I have some books that I want to give away. All right. Nothing big, but just a little something to show my gratitude to you all. And it's going to be for somebody that's watching today. So, guys, let me show you what I'm going to be giving to a lucky winner today. All right. We got a High Republic. Let me make sure you guys can see that. We got a High Republic. There's Joe. What's going on, Joe? Apple, Louis, Gloom, Bloom. All right. High Republic number 1. This is the 3rd print. Awesome cover. So I'm going to be giving this away. We just got some random books. We got a Avengers, Taskmaster First Appearance, True Believers. All right, we got X-Men number 39, which is, the Jim Lee X-Men run. Spencer, what's going on, Spencer? I got Silver Surfer 23. We got Batman 472. We got Adventures of Superman number 498. Funeral for a Friend. Come on. How many of us grew up on that stuff? We got X-Men 299 number 18. And we got a Poly-Seal Street Fighter Hyper Looting number 1, which is a Loot Crate exclusive. All right, so just a nice little stack of books with that High Republic number 1. I'm going to be giving this away to somebody in the chat. Justin, what's going on? So this is what we're going to do, guys. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask a question. All right? I'm going to ask a question. And since there's a delay, you're going to wait until you see the question pop up in the chat. I'm going to say it verbally, but you're not going to type your response until you see it popped up in the chat because there's a delay. I'm going to type it right now. Give me 1 minute, guys. And it's not multiple choice. Okay, let me see. Okay, all right, it's typed in. All right, so Comic Mag, Musing, what's going on? Tough book. Multiple choice, I pick C. Okay, anything that if something happens to show up because of the delay before you guys, or if anything happens to show up that's above my comment, it will not count. All right, it will not count. So what I'm going to do, here we go. I'm going to ask the question. And if you guys watch a lot of my videos, you should probably know this because I brought this up quite often. All right. But I'm going to ask the question. As soon as I'm done asking the question, I'm going to click send on my question in the chat. And as soon as you guys see that question from me in the chat pop up, type away because the first person to type in the right answer is going to win these books. Let me get some water. All right, all right. Rup the Comics, what's going on? All right, yeah, my internet connection is good today. All right, guys. I got my finger on send. Are we ready? All right. The question is, all right, which Silver Age title, Marvel title, okay? And again, don't type anything until you see it typed in the chat. It's got to be below that. What Silver Age Marvel title? Now, before I finish the question, let me explain to you what I mean by Silver Age Marvel title. A title that begins in the Silver Age. It doesn't matter if it ended quickly or ended in the Bronze Age or maybe it's still going. It doesn't matter. The Silver Age title just starts in the Silver Age. All right. Real Rue was going on. Fubar. Okay, here it is. Here's the full question. Which Silver Age Marvel title do I have a complete my comment now. Which Silver Age Marvel title do I have a complete run of? Boom! Oh, man. Oh, okay. Hold on, man. Woo! I saw we had a winner already. Let me get these. Ah, so many great answers. Keep in mind, guys, some of these answers though some of these runs didn't start in the Silver Age. But great guesses all around. I gotta go. A couple people said ASM. That's my Grail run. I do not have a complete run of it. I hope to one day though, right? Oh man. Where was I'm gonna announce the winner here. I gotta get, let's see. I want to see if anyone else guessed the right answer. I think only one person guessed the right answer, which is crazy. Yep. All right. And the winner is Apple, Captain America. That is the correct answer, Apple. You got it, man. You came with it. So thank you everyone so much for participating. Apple, hit me up. I know you're on Instagram, so hit me up on Instagram. Shoot me your address, and I'll send you out some awesome books. And yeah, Captain America Volume 1. So remember, guys, Captain America. Congrats, Apple. Good job. Thank you for knowing your stuff. Captain America started in 1968, and Volume 1 technically ran through, I believe, 1995, and then it was rebooted in 1996, or it ended in 96 and rebooted in 96. Know exactly the month, and then it rebooted in 98 again. So yeah, Captain America. I have a CGC Captain America number 100. Now remember, the Captain America run starts at number 100, but that's still the beginning of the run, so it counts. I have a CGC Captain America 100, and I also have a coverless reader copy of Captain America 100. And I have every issue until I think it goes to like 450, 456 or something like that. So, all right. Congrats to Apple. Mark says, did a Captain America start in 1941? Technically, it did. But the Captain America Silver Age run is considered its own title outside of that original timely Captain America run from the 1940s. Dan, no worries. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, Mark. So yeah. So that's the 1940s run is considered a separate run because the Captain America Volume 1 Marvel run that started in 1968 technically takes over Tales of Suspense. So it's completely different. Yeah, I wish I had some of that original timely run. All right, guys. Awesome. Very Apple, I'm glad these are going to a good home. Awesome indeed. So, guys, let's get into it. How about some Q&A? I don't have a big topic of discussion today, although there was a couple things I wanted to talk about. I did another video talking about labels and the cameo versus full. And this time, see, I'm telling you guys just think I hate on people. I don't. I just want the truth. I just want consistency. I showed an example of where Key Collector app had a label right and CGC and the grading companies had it wrong, according to precedent and definition, right? So, and it's funny because I got all the Key Collector haters like being like, oh, yeah, they got you brainwashed. I'm like, obviously you haven't seen the couple videos I did, saying Key Collector was wrong. So I got to keep it real, guys. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. It's all about recognizing that there are issues industry-wide, right? I'm not picking on anybody. All right. Okay, guys. Any questions? Now is the time. Mark bought a Tales of Suspense 75. Sweet. I just got this Tales of Suspense right here, number 97. First appearance of Whiplash. I would like to have a complete run of Tales of Suspense one day, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But this is a nice looking copy. I still got to press it up, though. If Wanda showed us anything, it's that Cap ain't showing up. Yeah. Actually use Key Collector with Covrprice. Hey, yeah, I don't have a paying subscription to Key Collector, but I use it. I mean, I'll look at it as a reference. I use everything as a reference, guys. I'm always saying, check your sources, multiple sources. Oh, yeah, Dan's talking about Silver Surfer 3, people that bought it paid a premium. I think, look, if we don't see, here's the thing. I think we might get a hint of Mephisto in the Loki show. So that book might cool off a little bit, Silver Surfer 3, but long term, I don't think it's going anywhere. And I do believe that we're going to see Mephisto in the MCU at some point. What's your take on Bad Idea? Are you signed up to it? So I love what Bad Idea is doing. I'm not signed up to it. We did an interview with Dinesh, the CEO of Bad Idea, and we did an interview with Robert Vanetti, who works for DC and is also doing work writing for Bad Idea. And I love what they're doing. And let me tell you this, guys, there's just a huge misconception. There's a huge misconception of what Bad Idea is doing. Darth, what's going on? And the only thing I would have to say is people really got to do their research before they start opening their mouths, especially on social media, and start spreading gossip and rumors. It's crazy, the backlash that Bad Idea is getting, and people don't even know what the hell they're talking about. It's ridiculous. So if you want to make claims, you better know what you're talking about. Yeah, protect yourself by doing that. I did not, Ishmael. I did not get ENIAC number 1, unfortunately. Unfortunately. When do you think we will see Nova? Wow. I have a feeling that we might get. I don't think we're going to see Nova for a few years. Nova in the next Guardians. We might. But if we do, it could just be a setup. So, but I'm going to say the next Guardians film is going to be a segue leading, because we already know the Guardians set up the Nova Corps already. So that's my take. I'm going to try to get to all the questions, guys, but there's a lot of comments here. What do you think we will see coming down the line from DC movies? Well, we got, we know that Supergirl is showing up, and we know we're going to have a Blue Beetle. So, look, DC's got a lot of properties to work with, and I honestly, though, it's such a mess right now with Warner Brothers. I can't tell you. I don't know what they're doing. So I know that we have the few announcements. We have Black Adam coming. We're going to have a Shazam 2. We're going to have a Blue Beetle. We're going to have a Supergirl to some capacity. And we have a new Superman. Is it going to be Calvin Ellis? I don't know. We don't have an official announcement on that yet. But I'm optimistic. But DC just has to get it together. They have to get it together. All right, Winter Soldier has no code name now. What name will he choose? That's a great question, Pete Keel. That's a great question. I don't have an answer for that. Yeah. There's a couple ways they can go. But for me, I'm just going to say he's Bucky, man. He's Bucky right now. And that's a good way to leave it because it allows the focus to be on Sam taking the mantle of Kaepernick. And, in his, I think we already see that he's questioning if he's worthy or not to take up this mantle. And I think we're going to see that play out in the show. I can't wait for next Friday, man. One more week. Milestone Comics making a comeback? I have not heard anything about that. But hey, I'm all for it. Let's see. What's the best way, Toy Boxes, what's the best way to find value on raw books? Okay. This is a great question because we know that there's so much focus, guys, with CGC, right? And graded books, CGC census and all this stuff. You go to Go Collect. You get fair market values for CGC graded books. You go to Covrprice. You get a census of CGC graded books. GPA. And I'm not sure. To be quite honest, I'm not sure how Key Collector prices their books, but this is my best advice. First off, you can't look at every book black and white. You can't. Are you talking about a raw Key comic? Is it a modern comic? Is it a Key Silver Age comic? Or are you talking about random back issues? Are you talking about random modern back issues? Are you talking about random Silver Age or Bronze Age back issues? But a great way to do it, and I say this all the time with everything when you're doing research, never use one source. Never use one source. Always use multiple sources. What I do, I use Covrprice. And again, guys, you could get an unlimited membership for $1.99 right now for 2 months. If you follow the information below and you use the coupon code Journos Comics, I highly recommend it. I'm a paying subscriber. I'm not even getting a discount, but I'm giving you guys a discount. They have an average raw sale value. Okay. So what they do, what Covrprice does is they take all the raw books sold and they do an average. They add up the total prices and divide it by the number of books sold, and it gives you an average raw. Now, you got to take that with a grain of salt because it doesn't pertain to any specific grade. So that average can be skewed one way or the other. So say you have a Silver Age decent, Key book like this. It's not a huge Key, but it's Whiplash. So, say in a low grade, this book is worth $40, but in a 9.8, the book's worth, $1,500 or even more. So if you have a average raw of $150, that doesn't mean that every copy is going to be worth $150, right? There's some that are going to be worth way more than that, but it probably means that there's a lot more lower grade copies selling raw. And that's why that average price kind of leans to that lower end. Now, if you have a modern book and the average raw is like $30, and it's a book that's came out in the last few years, then that you could probably gauge to say, well, there's probably not too many beat up, bad, low grade copies on the market. You're probably getting more high grade, near mint, very fine sales. So you can gauge to say, okay, you're probably looking at a decent high grade for around that much. Use Covrprice, guys. Use Covrprice. Check eBay sold. Check eBay sold. But I'm going to tell you something again. People depend too much on eBay sold. eBay sold is much better engaging Key books, but when it's a random run filler book, not so much. You could get a book that might have more of a fair market value of $2, sell for $10 on eBay. Then you might have a random back issue book that fair market value might be around $6 or $7 and it's selling for $2 on eBay. You just never really know. A really great Key that is still viable in 2021, even though so many people say it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Overstreet, guys. Overstreet. Overstreet. I'm going to say it again. Overstreet is not irrelevant, especially for your standard run-of-the-mill back issues. If I had a comic book store and I was pricing out back issues, you know what I would have by me? After the book's been graded and set aside, I would have an Overstreet price guide, and I would have eBay sold and Covrprice on my computer. And I would use those three sources to gauge my value. If I have a key comic book, though, I'm using everything. I'm using, and I might not use Overstreet for key comics. Because the thing with Overstreet is that it can't update week to week or month to month. And we know that especially with hot books, spec books, key books, those fair market values can change day to day, week to week, month to month. All right, so if it's a key book, I'm using Overstreet. Excuse me. If it's a key book, I'm using Covrprice, eBay sold, and I will still look at Go Collect's data, and I'll still look at the CGC data just so I have a broader understanding of what the book's doing. But if it's a standard run-of-the-mill back issue book, I'm looking at Overstreet, I'm looking at Covrprice, and I'm looking at eBay sold. So I hope that answered that question. Tom asked, do you consider a second print a first appearance? Got into a debate. Absolutely. And I'm sorry, and I don't mean to offend anybody. If anybody in the comment right now thinks otherwise. I've been collecting for almost 35 years. A second print doesn't change what's in the comic book. Look, this is the third printing of the High Republic #1. See this girl, I forget their names. I'm bad with names. Keel or Teague or something. These characters right here. This is their first appearance in this book. But this is a third print. Just because it's a third, what is it? Their third appearance then? Is it their third appearance? No. It's their first appearance. This is High Republic #1, third printing, first appearance of these characters. Or you could say this is the first appearance of these characters in the third printing. Now, second prints, third prints are different than reprints, but they are in the same family. They're like cousins. I call them cousins. This is a reprinting of Avengers 196, the first appearance of Taskmaster. Guess what, guys? This is a reprinting of the first appearance of Taskmaster. It's not his 2,548th appearance simply because this book came out in 2019 and he appeared in I don't know how many books before this came out. This still houses his first appearance, but it's a reprint of first appearance. This is a third printing of these characters' first appearance. This is a reprint of Taskmaster's first appearance. This is a third print of these characters' first appearance. I'm going to say it again. This is a reprinting of Taskmaster's first appearance. This is the third printing of these characters' first appearance. I'm going to say it one more time. One more time. This is a reprint of Taskmaster's first appearance. And this is a third printing of these characters' first appearance. I don't know why this is even a debate. Oh. It kills me, guys. It kills me. The pages of the book don't change. Now, anybody, I have a feeling that this argument came when certain later appearances started gaining value. And then you get characters that get all butthurt and they're like, well, technically, that's not their first appearance. It's a later print. How can you find value and call it a first? It doesn't matter. Dude, you're not going to try to change the label of the book just because you don't think a second printing should have any type of value. No, that's not how it works. The silver cover of Amazing Spider-Man 361 is still the second printing of Carnage's first full appearance. The silver reprint cover of Amazing Spider-Man 101 that came out in 1990 or 91 is still the second printing or reprint, however you want to call it, of Morbius's first appearance. That's all. I'm not gonna keep beating that up. I don't want to go on a whole rant about that. Let's get to some other questions. I hope that answered your question, Tom. Ay. Oh, Ace recommends Disney Plus movie Flora and Ulysses. All right, I'll keep that in mind. What's my most valuable comic? I don't know off the top of my head. Fantastic 448 is probably up there. That one has just gotten freaking hot. That's close, just depending on grade. I think my most valuable modern comic is Star Wars Clone Wars #1. And it's the newsstand. It's a very rare newsstand. But Fantastic 448 is definitely one of them. But I'd have to look at the numbers. Let's see. Caught up in these comments, guys. I apologize. Jojo, what's going on? I know people arguing that are nuts. It's crazy. Let's see. Man, where was I? I was way behind. Georgie. All right. Hey, P. Keel. Yeah, I was thinking that too about Bucky taking the Nomad mantle. It's a good one. Absolutely. Mark said that too. Yeah. Dan says, how disappointed were you when there were no major characters showing up at the end of episode 9 WandaVision? All right, spoilers for anybody that hasn't watched WandaVision yet. Yeah, we had no big people. I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed at all. I was not disappointed at all. I am very happy with the way it ended. I think it's all these theories that we had going on are still there. There's still potential for every one of these theories. It just didn't happen yet. And we're gonna have to let more of these stories play out, and that's fine with me. I still think I called Mephisto when we got the Loki trailer before we even were saying Mephisto might show up in WandaVision. I was like, yo, that stained glass image of that devil, that's Mephisto. That's when I was talking about Mephisto. But I still think, so much can come out of WandaVision. I was not disappointed at all. I wasn't whatsoever. Georgie says, do you ever try to hunt down old comics that you had as a kid but somehow got lost in the sands of time? Absolutely. One of those was Amazing Spider-Man 252. And I had it as an adult, and then I lost it in one of my moves. And it was near mint. And I have 2 copies right now, but they're not near mint at all. So, I went after that one, and I got a couple more copies, but I'm bummed that I don't have that one. I have most of my stuff from when I was a kid, but there is some stuff that, but I didn't have any huge grails as a kid. I didn't have a lot of Silver Age stuff in my collection as a kid, mostly just Bronze Age and Copper Age, and then of course early 90s, early to mid 90s stuff when I was collecting. So yeah. Let's see. Eric Tate is talking about 9.8, 9.6, 9.4, so overrated. I think we're talking about that crazy price bump between the 9.6 and 9.8, where on any given day, a grader can call a 9.6 a 9.8 or a 9.8 a 9.6, and it's a matter of a difference of thousands of dollars. It's I've talked about this before a lot. I talked about it with the president of EGS as well, about how there really should be a 0.5 the whole way. You know how we do 8.0, 8.5? It should be 9.0, then 9.5, and then maybe 9.9 and 9.10. And we get rid of the 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, and 0.8s in those 9 grades. That's what I'm for. I'm all good for it. And look, until we get a standard that is available to the public, until we get a standard to where we can hold these grading companies accountable and say, I know what you're doing. I know how you're grading that book. And I know that even though there's always going to be some type of subjectivity, just like a strike zone in baseball, there's always going to be some subjectiveness to calling balls and strikes, but there's very little room for error, margin of error, very little. We need that with the grading companies, and until we have it, I'm good with getting rid of the 0.2 differentiations. I'm so good for it, because it's ridiculous that a grader can, like, maybe he had a good weekend and like he met a girl, he met a woman or something, and just had a great weekend, and he comes to work on Monday and he's like, oh, this book looks like a 9.6, but I'm in a good mood, I'm gonna call it a 9.8. Or maybe somebody's just having a pissed off day. Maybe they have a hangover, they partied too hard the night before, they don't even want to be at work, they just want to get home, and they're looking at this comic book that's like a 9.8 and they give it a 9.4 or something like that, right? Until we have more transparency and accountability, I'm good with getting rid of the 0.2 differentiations. 100%. Simply Shell, favorite comic related story, memory, coincidence, connection, etc. Well, let's see. Man. Whoo, that's a loaded question. I got to sit back for this one. Loaded question. Favorite comic book story. The death of Gwen Stacy will always be one of my favorite comic book stories. Always. Always. Conway is one of my favorite authors of all time as well. Jerry Conway, what he did with Spider-Man, to me, was ahead of its time. And I know we talk about, the Frank Millers, the DeMatteis's in the 80s, but Jerry Conway did so much in the 70s that I think was really unexpected. Of course, Denny O'Neil, what he did at DC was another one. Yeah, I'd have to say the death of Gwen Stacy is one of my favorites. As a kid, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Archie stories, just because they were, that was me growing up, right? And then another one, man, I mean, I really enjoyed Captain America and the Falcon books as a kid as well, reading that. But Civil War is top on my list too, because it was really like when I got back into collecting, because when I became a teenager and I started getting in, my life just kind of went down the drain, and it was a mess. I'm not going to get too personal right now, but I finally, thankfully, woke up out of the life that I was leading when I turned 18, and I tried to get my life back together. And it was around 2003 that I started getting back into the hobby. I remember getting my comic collection from my mom's house, bringing it to where I was living, and just like reminiscing again and being like, comics. I remember going to the comic book store for the first time in since like 1996. And this was like probably 2003. So it was like a good 7 years, and just like buying a couple of back issue books. I'm like, man, I miss this. And then, so it was casual like that for a few years. But in 2006, when Civil War came out, that's when I was like, actually, it was 2002 that I really got back into it. And because Spider-Man came out, the Spider-Man movie, I was getting my life back together and everything. And but when Civil War came out, it was done. I was done. I was like, this is it. Like, I'm in this. So Civil War was a big one that just brought me in, and from then it was like it was on and popping. So it's been a good solid 15 plus years as an adult, with a few years casual before that. I had about a good 5 to 6 year break as a teenager from when I was a kid. So Yeah, those are some that that I have to really pay respect to because of what they meant for me at certain time periods in my life. Um, Spider-Man comics in the 80s, though, were amazing. The Web of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, and Spectacular were all great runs to read. Why doesn't any seller want to pay for shipping online, says Ace of Spades. Why don't sellers want to pay for shipping online? Well, I don't know what you're alluding to in totality here. But look, as somebody that has sold a few, I've sold a lot online, not comic books. I've sold maybe 4 or 5 comic books on eBay, and I'm doing my first claim sale on Sunday on IG, guys. Remember, here's the thing. Sellers shouldn't have to pay for shipping. All right. So that's why, Ace, I'm not know if I'm understanding this question correctly. Sellers shouldn't pay for shipping. Shipping should be a cost that is reimbursed to the seller. It should be. It is an overhead cost that should be reimbursed to the seller. All right. Now, however they want to offset that cost is up to the seller. So, for example, if I'm selling a book, right, and or I'm selling a book or 2 or 3, and I can fit up to 3 books in a Gemini mailer like this, right? So I'm going to charge, I know that I can send this first class for about $8, roughly. All right. So if you buy 1 book, 2 books, or 3 books, I'm going to charge you $8 for shipping. All right. Now, that covers my shipping label, but it doesn't cover the cost of materials. All right. If I'm using bubble wrap, it doesn't cover my gas money that I have to use to go to the post office. It doesn't cover the tape that I use to tape this up, whether it's the painter's tape on the inside or the packaging tape on the outside. It doesn't cover the ink and the paper that I use to print the label out. There's a lot of costs involved in shipping and selling a product. Now, you also have the cost of your book that you buy. So say I bought this book for $1 and I'm selling it for $5, right? Well, if I sell it for $5 and I offer free shipping, I'm losing money because I'm going to be in the hole. I got to pay $8 for shipping, or even this, or even say I charge only $3 for shipping. Well, guess what? If I paid $1 for this and $3 for shipping, and $8 for shipping, that's $9 cost. But if I'm only charging you $3 for shipping and $5 for the book, that's $8 in revenue. How much of that is profit? Zero. You guys, I know as buyers, as collectors, we want to be able to get the best deals that we want to get. Obviously, that's part of the fun of being in the hunt, right? It's part of the fun of collecting. Diving in the back issue bins, finding deals, going in the dollar bins or the 50-cent bins and finding deals. But a business won't be there to sell you books if they cannot make a profit. Whether that's a shop or whether that's a seller that's shipping you their books and having to charge for shipping. The seller. Now here's what I don't like. A seller takes a book that's like say this is a $10 book, right? And I'm selling it for $2.99, and I mark my shipping up to like $24.99 shipping. Like, that's just stupid, because look, we're not just going to look at the price and be like, oh, that's a $10 book, you're selling it to me for $3. That's a great deal. And then I'm going to pay $25 shipping for it. Don't try to, like, coerce your buyer or, manipulate your buyer with a low price, but then upcharging your shipping. That's a generic tactic. I would never recommend that. But look, if your shipping costs $8 and you want to add in fee, cost of tape, gas, and all that, if you want to put your shipping cost an extra $1 or $1.50 more on top of the price of the book, as long as the price of the book is fair, then the seller has every right to do so. The seller has to be willing to make a profit. And look, a lot of time goes into this too. So say here's an example. If it takes me an hour to press, clean, grade, and package 4 books, if it takes me an hour, and my profit margin off of the 4 books, right, is $2 each, then I'm only making $8 an hour. Time is valuable too, because I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting an hourly wage. My wage isn't even the sales price. It's the sales price minus my cost and whatever is left in profits. A lot of people don't see that. So I hope that answered the question. Guys, it is past 5, so I'm going to give us about 10 more minutes to get through some of these comments, and I apologize if I didn't get to all of them. Dan says Overstreet's still stuck in the 20th century. I mean, there's a way to where Overstreet can take their model and advance it to the 21st century. So I do agree, Dan. But the question is, it's like, does a restaurant want to offer Italian food, seafood, and Mexican food, or do they just want to be really good at seafood, or just be really good at Mexican food and only do one? I think Overstreet is still extremely good at what they do, and that's probably why they haven't evolved out of their model, because currently still, hey, look, their model does work. Austin, you could still usually get older guides. Yeah, I mean, check out eBay, check out Amazon, or even call some of your local shops for older guides. All right, let's see if there's a few more questions to get to. I know I'm really behind, guys. Toy Box says, we just received True Believers X-Men #1, and my kids are freaking, they love it. The original ads are half the fun. I hear you. That is awesome. Gary Woods, what's going on? All right, D. Barrett, let's see. Where are we at? Man, I'm so behind because I see Dan saying, can you repeat that, Chris? When I was repeating that like 6 times. Eric says, got burned several years ago on eBay on a second printing Pro #1. Now it books for way more than I paid. Well, that's good. Paid off in the end. Favorite comic to screen adaptation? Wow. Movie or show? Wow. Woo! How do we say this? How do we say this in this day and age? I mean, I can't pick a favorite. I can't. I just can't. Look, I mean, you have to give it to, and when I talk about Endgame, Infinity War and Endgame, I talk about them as one movie. I talk about them as one movie. And you just have to give it to Marvel Studios for what they did with those. I mean, there's just so many layers of why what that did was so epic and legendary. Regardless if it's your favorite specific movie or not. Black Panther can be one that I can answer that with. Adaptation, the way they adapted those characters on film and made it extremely relevant. The cultural relevant, the socioeconomic relevance of Black American culture and African culture, post-West African slave trade, post-Jim Crow, like all of this, like what they did, and then bringing in the superhero aspect into that film. I gotta answer it with that as being right up there. But then you can talk about what Tim Burton did with 1989 Batman and how he really took a movie off the pages of the comic book and what that did during that time. I mean, there's just, and look, I will always give credit to the first Iron Man. I mean, none of the MCU would be what it is without that first Iron Man, and they absolutely killed it. It's just, I mean, I really can't answer that question with one, but you really got to give it to Marvel Studios. And I really look at, I mean, from the beginning, from Iron Man #1 to Infinity War and Endgame, and tie those together and say, this is the most amazing comic book to screen portrayal that they did from start to finish. I don't even know if that answers the question, but Gloom Bloom, there will always be people that say some really dumb stuff to make money. I'm not gonna argue with that. What's in the water bottle? Hype juice. It is hype juice. And what better hype juice than alkaline water with electrolytes? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, that's all I drink. I drink carrot juice too, sometimes, and tea. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink juice. And I'll have soda once every blue moon with like some pizza. And even pizza is rare for me too. All right, guys, let's see if I can get through a few more questions. Let's see. And I apologize if I missed you guys. I offer free shipping, but use media mail. Pedro, you know what? I hear you. That's awesome because media mail is still there. And I think what I'm going to do, well, I don't know. Media mail is an option that can save sellers money, but I know that a lot of buyers don't really like media mail, but I don't know. It seems like, I don't know if you've ever gotten any complaints. Eric finds it harder and harder to get good deals on older comics, even cheaper comics. What's the deal? Hey, look, I mean, you take into a couple of things. One, inflation, which is a B word. I mean, inflation is just ridiculous, and I could do a whole rant. I could do a whole rant on inflation and how inflation is the greatest myth that ever existed. Now, I shouldn't even said anything. Inflation is a substantiated fact if you substantiate it in the context of known standard economics. But I would also argue about how it's the biggest myth ever created, but I'm not going to do that today. But you got to take into consideration inflation. And you also got to consider the fact that comic books are just, the market is booming. The market is growing. And yeah, prices are getting higher and higher because there's more demand, there's more scarcity on the market. More people are holding on to their books. And remember, supply and demand, supply doesn't equate to print run. Supply only equates to the amount available on the market at any given time. So even if you have a book that had a 500,000 print run, if there's only 100,000 out there and you got 100,000 wanting them, that value is going to increase because the demand is going to exceed supply. People are holding on to their books, that's for sure. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Joe brings up something about raw books being sold at the predicted grade. You cannot price. First off, I see people pricing raw books with CGC prices. So like you get kind of like a higher grade, maybe like a 9.0, maybe Spider-Man book from the late 80s, nothing key, not McFarlane, just a standard book. And and 8.0 CGC or 9.0 CGC sells for $60, and then they're pricing that raw book at $60. That's not how it works. But also, yeah, you can't price a raw book at a 9.8 grade because it's not a 9.8. You could do your best to try to get as much as you can for those buyers that want to get it and maybe are hoping to get that 9.8 if they send it out. But yeah, definitely. Do I have any tips on buying Silver Age issues? Mark, it depends why you're buying. If it comes to buying for your own personal collection, or if it comes to buying because you want to flip them, if it's the first, if it's buying for your personal collection, have patience. Be willing to spend hours on eBay and on marketplaces comparing values of books. Be willing to drive to different LCSs. Be willing to take advantage of sales, and always be willing to negotiate. Those are some tips I have. Sometimes when it comes to selling, you just got to get lucky. Rush, Die Hard, what's going on? Lisa, what's up, Lisa? A dryer sheet. Hey, I've gotten a book shipped wrapped in a grocery bag before. I have had that. Yeah, P. Keel says the only thing worth listing on eBay is those bigger value books. All right, let's see. I'm so behind, guys. Shipping's getting ridiculous on eBay. Yeah, it is. Let's see. All right, guys, I just got to get to the bottom of the chat. So if there's any last questions, now is your time. Get you to, yeah, I didn't have any green tea today, unfortunately. I didn't make a Starbucks trip. Brett, thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. Pedro asked, do you prefer auctions or buy it now? It really depends. And it's all about, like I said, spending the time, having the patience. You can really win on auctions. You can. But also, you know what also comes in auctions? The FOMO, right? The fear of missing out, which if you get, I see myself often in an auction saying, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting on it, watching it count down. And I'm like, okay, my highest I'm going to go is 60. My highest I'm going to go is 60. And then I'll put an offer in with like 10 seconds left. And I put in 55. Nope. I put in 60. Nope. And then I'm like, screw it. I'm putting in 70. Nope. 75. Oh, it ended. Oh, thank God it ended. And I didn't win it because I'm so glad I was not wanting to pay that much. Oh, save myself, right? I don't know who else does that. It's like you tell yourself you're going to limit yourself, but then you just get in the heat of the moment and you're like, screw it. Let me keep going. Let me try it. But it's like you got to take a step back and be like, I got to know my budget. I got to be smart. So the bid war can get you in trouble sometimes. But hey, look, sometimes you can get something on the bite now. I like the best offer. I've gotten some good deals with that best offer and playing around with folks. Lon Evans says, buy my comics. You know what, Lon? My local comic shop in the 80s when I was a kid, the owner's name was Lon. So good name. So when you said buy my comics, that's what it reminded me of. Hey, I'm always looking to buy comics. Let's see. Yeah. Tough just said I like the best offer coupon. Yes, Lisa. Yes. We're at almost 5,200. So thank you, hunters. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Okay, I'm going to get one little sip of water here. And I appreciate you all hanging out with me today. Let me get one more sip of water, and then we're going to, we're going to wrap this up. So let's do a review of everything that we talked about today. First off, thank you all for the awesome questions. Some great topics that I could have kept ranting about if we have more time. Apple, congrats to you. Yeah, hit me up on IG. I will get these out to you sometime next week. So congrats. Thank you for being here. Again, guys, so just a review, all right? We are about 40 minutes away from Comic Book Canon, going live with our awesome show tonight. The link is below if you want to subscribe. As soon as we hit 500 subscribers, we are doing a 500 subscriber contest giveaway. All right, we have a $100 mycomicshop.com gift card for the grand prize winner, and then some of those early entries are gonna also get a chance to win a $25 grand prize. A $25 mycomicshop gift card. Plus, there's going to be book prizes for each winner as well. So if you haven't entered yet, go check out the Comic Book Canon channel and subscribe over there and find the contest video. It's really simple to what you need to do to enter, okay? I want to reiterate again. First off, thank you so much to all my Patreon members that support me month to month via patreon.com. I truly appreciate you guys. Your funds from this last month have invested in that gimbal that I'm going to be getting in a couple of days. I cannot wait to start using it to provide better quality for all of you guys in my videos. If you guys aren't willing to support, or aren't able to, let me say not willing, but aren't able to support the channel at that $3.99 Patreon membership, I went live today with a YouTube membership for only $1.99 a month, where you will also get extra perks, automatic entry into all my YouTube contests, badges, superhero emojis, and you will be having access to exclusive YouTube member content as well. So that join button is below if you want to sign up for that. And again, but look, for anybody that might not have the means to do that, coming here every day, coming to the live shows and hanging out every week, watching the Canon show, watching my videos every day, 7 days a week, talking about it with your friends, sharing it with your friends, and just being here as a part of this community. You guys are the heart of the support that drives me and are the reason why I am where I am today. And again, I will be announcing my 5,000 subscriber contest giveaway in the next couple of weeks once I get all the prizes together. So please look out for that. And again, guys, this is only the beginning. I am looking to hit 10K before the end of the calendar year. And hey, look, if it keeps going at the rate it's going, maybe even before that. So then I'm going to have a really big giveaway at 10K. So guys, I can't say it enough. Thank you. Thank you. All the awesome links below. Cop you guys some Journos Comics merch to support the channel and rock some fresh gear that way as well. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I had so much fun answering your questions. And big shout out again to Apple for being the winner of today's stream. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully, I will see you all over on the Canon in 38 minutes and counting. Peace.